Hi everybody, welcome back to the freaking Jeep Garage. Behind me on the trailer I have an old John Deere 214. Got an old John Deere 214. I picked this one up a few years ago from an auction, you know, one of those it doesn't run type deals. And when I got it home, I mean, it came with the snowblower attachment and the mower deck, and I paid a couple $100 for it. And I ended up digging into it, and I found like 2 quarts of water in the gas tank. After I got rid of all that, that thing fired right up, and a new battery. That thing fired right up. So I used it for a couple seasons, and I decided I liked how the John Deere was working for me. And I ended up eventually getting one of the John Deere 300s. But the 300 that I have that I've been using last couple years, or the last few years since then, has become very hard to start. The Kohler 16 horse in there it's pretty tired. It doesn't have much compression anymore. It's got a lot of blow by. So I've got this 14 horse. That is basically a direct replacement, I think. So I think I'm going to pull this out because this body is in pretty rough shape. I already got the hood off, but we take a look. The seat pan is pretty rusty. And it's got, I know, look at that. It's got a Cub Cadet seat on it. That's like sacrilege. But this one had always started for me, and even though it's been sitting for a few years, we're going to dump some gas in it and see if we can get it to start. That's our starting point. If it runs, then we're going to pull this engine off, and over there's the 300. We will get that pulled apart too, and probably put that engine on there. I don't know. I have another 300 at home sitting in the backyard too. I may swap this engine onto that one. I guess we'll play it by ear at this point. I already took the front end off just to, so I could see this thing. And well, first thing we got to do is we got to get a battery in this thing. I don't have an actual Group 26 battery to put in there. So I got this regular lawnmower battery. We'll give that a try. Let's see if it turns over even. Hey, that's promising. Let's see what we can do here. There is no gas in this thing, in the gas tank, so I'm not going to stick gas in it and try to worry about getting it out later. It looks like we may need a new air filter too. Let's see, we need a couple of sockets here. Just grabbing a 1/4-inch drive set here, make it easy. We're just working on the carburetor here. Need to open it up so I can get some gas in it. What size is that? 5/16? Sure is. There we go. Make a little room so you guys can see what I'm doing. These old tractors are pretty amazing. I mean, this thing is. This thing, I don't even know what year it is. Let's see. It says 121. I did a quick check, and with the serial number that's on here, it says this is a 1980 unit. Still old, not quite as old as I thought it might be, but it is definitely there. We have got fuel line here. You can see once if I can get this fuel line off. Oh, that thing is hard as a rock. And it's got a couple of spring clamps on here. Grab us a good old-fashioned pliers here. Good old-fashioned slip joint, that's all we need. Wow, that thing is just crunchy hard. Okay, see once if I can get this thing apart, we can get some fuel in it. I ended up cutting that line. It's so hard, it's petrified. I mean, I've never seen rubber hose that's this hard before. Take a look at this. Move these. I got this thing here. I can barely compress it, the end of it, with the pliers. I mean, durable, yes, definitely durable, but I guess after 46 years of gas running into it, it's petrified. So I got a piece of fresh fuel line here. Stick this on there, see if we can get some fuel in there. I have an IV bottle, but it's at home, it isn't here at the shop. Should be enough to at least get this thing started. Come around to this side and pull the choke. Oops, choke works. A little bit of throttle. Well, if this video was only going to be on getting this old tractor started, awfully short video, that was like nothing. I put some gas in it and I turned the key. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, I guess that's the end of the video. It started right up. Here I thought we were going to have to take the cover off and maybe clean the points and, I don't know, clean the carburetor out or something. It just started. I'm kidding. This ain't the end of the video. Just because it runs doesn't mean that it's going to work over there. We got to get this thing out and we're going to clean it up. There's a different style pulley that's on there, and we have to get to the flywheel side here, make sure that there's all the bolt holes for the drive shaft. So maybe that's what we'll start on next. I don't know much about these K-series single cylinder Kohlers, other than I know that they're about the same size and that they seem to run literally forever. So I'm going to grab some more tools and I'll meet you over there. Okay, as you can see, I'm in a different shirt. So yeah, it's a couple of days later. I've been working on this thing, kind of trying to get the engine, you know, stripped down so that I can get out. And boy, what a pain in the butt. I mean, it's a great system. These tractors are notoriously good for running like literally forever. I mean, here, this is a 1980 model, and technically, if I put some tires on it, I could have used it, but it doesn't have any hydraulics. So we're going to pull that 14 horse out, and we are going to put it in one of the 300s, right? So we're moving forward with this thing. I am getting close to pulling it out. These things are big, they're heavy, and there's a lot of stuff to tear off on the drive side before I can even pull it out. But I'm getting there, and we've had some pretty warm weather this week, so it's actually been a few days, and you can probably hear it in the background. I got air conditioner running, so we can, it's hot in here. So I'm gonna get back into it. I'll bring you back in just a little bit when we get ready to lift this thing out. Okay, I got the engine crane out here. I think we can lift this thing up. No? Now the question is, will we be able to get it out of the way here? We gotta get this thing, these motor mounts out of the way. Don't know if we can pick it up and slide it forward. Doesn't look like it. It looks like maybe we'll have to do a little more digging here and see if I can get this side panel off, or side panels off. Let me dig into that. I think if I split these apart a little bit, might be able to get them out. This side here has a bolt from the bottom. I can't, I mean, I can feel it, but I don't know if I can get to it. Part of the problem here is I'm working on this thing on the trailer. I'm using it as a work platform, but it also makes it difficult here where the wheels are to get under it. I got it. That side panel out of the way. Everything here is a whole lot more wide open. Oh look, there's a starter wire here I can get to now that I couldn't even see before. Boy, am I noisy today. Okay, starter wire is off. Okay. Belt and lever mechanism on that side there. It appears to be out. Oh, we've got fuel line. I think for now I'll cut this way back here. If I can get to it. Oh look, there's a zip tie on that I can pull off. I already have the tank out of here, so maybe it won't be so bad now. I can just slide this whole line out and reuse what I need to, if I need to. The whole hose is just hard. I don't know if it's plastic or if it used to be rubber and it's just that petrified. But the engine is out. We'll set this aside and we'll get it to the bench so I can clean it up and take some of it apart, get it ready for transplant into the new tractor or the other old tractor. As you can see, we're at the bench now. I've got this engine out of that tractor here. Got it up. I'm going to have to take these motor mounts off, I believe, because the 300 is going to be different. I have to get the screen off of the flywheel so that we can hook up the drive shaft, and I think I'm going to take all these tins off of here and clean them up. I know this tin on the bottom has got a big crack in it. Maybe we'll weld it up. We'll see. Maybe we'll have to use the one off the 300. I don't have the 300 here yet. That'll be maybe that'll be tomorrow. We can get digging into that. So I'm going to pull this thing apart so we can get it cleaned up. Okay, so I've got the blower housing off here. It's got a big hole in the bottom. No wonder it was broken. I think she'd been rubbing there for a while with bad motor mount or something at one time. But I've got this thing off now. I can see how caked this thing is. She must have had a bad seal on it or something too. gonna have to dig that out. I'm gonna grab some picks and screwdrivers and I'm gonna clean up all this mess on here. Otherwise this thing's gonna run hot and it's gonna eat itself. Or it's going to might eat the connecting rod. So this is more than just straight up hosing it down. So yeah, it's a good thing I took it apart. So I've got most of this engine block cleaned up. I'm using a pick and a wire brush and scraper, and this is what I got here. This is like a half gallon of dirt that I got out of this thing. And this ain't even all of it, some of it's outside already, that I pulled off of this thing. And there's still a lot more on it. I don't think I'll get it all off. I'm gonna hit it with a little cleaner, maybe some brake cleaner, see if I can get some more of it off. But yeah, if you haven't cleaned your engine ever on your lawn tractor, you might want to. I'm going to sweep this into the garbage can and get back to it. As you can see, it's another day, another shirt, different color shirt, right? So you can see now I've got that 300 brought in, this well-used carcass, missing its grill, headlights are missing. Actually, they're not completely missing. They're in the back of the truck. It just, the hood is broke. And rather than fix it, I think that 214 hood will fit on there. We'll use that. Grill we'll do without. We need a little shop tractor around here to move some trailers and move some cars around. And I think this will fit the bill. Plus, being the 300, I have a 300 over there. That's originally why I bought it, for parts for the other one. But the other one is pretty complete and has snowblower on it and a cab. That's going to be a restoration video probably in the future, maybe. I don't know yet. I'm kind of in the air what I'm going to do with it. It has a snowblower. That snowblower will work on here. So bonus, right? So we'll get that 214 that we pulled out yesterday and cleaned all that greasy dirt, mud out of it. Now that it's clean, that thing should be happy. So let's get this thing up in the air a little bit more, and we'll grab the tools out again and let's start tearing this thing apart, see what we got to work with. Okay, as you can see behind me, I've got a bunch of stuff taken off this thing. I'm working on stripping it down. I'm getting it down to the bones of it, where I am really close to getting these motor mount bolts out. I have the drive shaft in the back yet. I have to disconnect. I just got done pulling the battery tray out. I can see the bolts now, so hopefully I can get those out without them breaking. I did notice I can turn this thing. There's nothing connected to the crankshaft other than the drive shaft to the rear end. So my suspicions are pretty correct on that, I believe. I checked the oil. The oil level is good. I don't know what happened. The guy probably had it overheat and it probably seized the piston up and broke the connecting rod. That would be my guess. But that's another day, another project. We'll dig into that maybe some other time when we use this engine and that other one. Maybe we can take the best pieces of the two and get that other 16 horse running better. I gotta get this belt off the front for the mower deck, and then I think we'll be pretty close to pulling this engine out. Okay, I think I have everything out of here. I think we're ready to try lifting this engine out. Bolts out of the engine. I think it's ready to come out here. Looks like it. Oh boy, look at a pile of dirt in that thing. Looks like we'll be doing more cleaning. It wasn't just that one engine. We can get this over to the bench now. So I've got the engine here from that 300 set up here on the workbench. I'm starting to take a few things apart on it because I have to switch like motor mounts over, and I am seeing that the oil pans are different. So I'm going to have to pull this oil pan off and swap it with that one. This one's got a cutout to fit down inside the frame, and that one is kind of flat. I think it's going to hit the frame. So we will have to get that off. I'm going to take this blower housing off, and we'll get it mounted on that one, and then we'll be a little closer to putting that engine back in to that tractor and getting it running and usable. I know you all like carnage, right? So I just pulled the bolts out of here. This is that oil pan. Ooh, it's full of stuff. Oh, look. Look at that carnage, huh? That's the connecting rod. Lots of dirt in there too. I bet you that's why it blew up. That baby probably locked right up and sure looks like it. That ain't a hot cylinder. That's just, you should see all the sand in the oil pan down here. I'm willing to bet that that thing slopped some sand around and got it in that connecting rod bearing and wiped it right out. I'm going to clean this thing up either way because we need this oil pan on that engine. Okay, as you can see, I started putting this thing back together. I've got the blower housing on, and I've got the protective screen, and I've got the extension for the drive shaft for the hydraulics. I'm getting ready to put the other engine mount on, and I'm going to put this the starter on right away. Get that done and out of the way. I have to put the voltage regulator on, and then I think we can go drop it in that tractor. Remind me, we got to put some oil in it. As you can see, I've got the blower housing. This is where the muffler goes. It actually blows air over the muffler to help keep the muffler a little bit cooler. But I've got all the tins back on. I've got the coil, the starter, got the motor mounts, the clutch, electric clutch I have put on. I think I've got it adjusted close to what it may need. It may need a couple of little tweaks yet. I don't. It's close. I didn't grab the feeler gauge set out, but I know this is the moment you guys have all been waiting for, right? Let's just stick this motor in, all right, or get this engine in place and get it running. This video is probably getting kind of long already. I know this is a lot more work than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be swap some motor mounts over and drop it in. I think that's right. I'm going to let this thing float a little bit here until I get all these bolts and the motor mounts. If I can remember what I did with all the bolts. That one goes up in here. That's a start. I got another one here for the other side. There we are. Got one for the back here. One more over here. This one's got a ground cable on it too. Pretty heavy one. Okay. I just got to grab a wrench now and I can tighten all these up. I've got most of the wiring done on the engine. For whatever reason, the clutch wire here is like 3 inches short. I don't know why. I guess we'll just extend that. And I lost the wire that was on this throttle solenoid. That is also not a big deal because I don't really need that, I don't think. And I went to start it. It turns over. And I can shoot fuel in the carburetor and it fires right up, but I got gas in this thing, in the gas tank, and I can't get anything out of the gas tank. So now I'm going to have to pull this thing out, pull this gas tank out and clean it out, I guess, or see if the little filter screen inside is plugged or if the valve is closed underneath. I can't really reach it very well because this is a closed frame tractor. So I guess we won't be starting this thing up and driving it right away. I guess we got to work on it a little bit more. So I guess I'll dive into this next section and I'll bring you back in a bit. As you can see, I'm in a different shirt. That means it's a different day. And yes, this video looks like it's drawn out over a few days because it actually is. On some days, I only get to work on these projects for an hour or so. So that kind of happens with having a full-time job and doing this thing on the side. But when I left yesterday, I was trying to get the tractor started. I got it to run on the IV bottle, no problem, but I couldn't get any fuel out of the fuel tank, right? So I'm going to put this fuel tank up here and we're going to pull the valve out the bottom of the tank, and I'm guessing the screen is probably clogged up or pinched off or broken or something, and we're just going to we'll clean out the gas tank and we'll take that screen and clean it or take it off or whatever, just so we can get fuel through it again, and we'll get it back in the tractor, and then we can finish putting the hood on and seat pan, and this thing should be ready to run. Okay, I'm set up here at the bench. Open this valve up, let's see what happens. Already looks like I can see some garbage in there. And there's absolutely nothing coming out. Well, we will take this oil drain pan. I only put a little bit of gas in here, so should be able to drain it out in here. Well, I'll just set this over there. Okay. Now that it's empty, I can. Looks like somebody's been in here before. Let's see if I can get this. I'm going to need a. Looks like I need a socket to get this loose. As I'm turning this thing out here, I can see already that the tip of this valve is chock full, and I don't know if you can see this here. Lots of gunk in the filter screen too. Grab a couple of picks here. This one here just kind of like mud in it. This green actually looks pretty good on here. This valve, however, we may have to actually take it apart. Okay, I pulled this out of here. That comes out, and sticking a pick in the end of this up into the screen, and it was plugged solid. Which I kind of suspected. It's pretty common after these tractors sit for a while, or even after being used for this many years. And for those of you that are wondering, I have a drain pan in the back, a trough, where oil and stuff gets swept into, and then there's drains underneath here that run to a pail. That's why you'd see me through these episodes spraying stuff off back there, or dumping oil, or tipping the engine or transmission over and stuff running to the back. That's why. That down there looks a-okay, so I'm going to put a little thread sealant on this and twist it back in. There we are. I found that it's easier just to point it towards the center of the tractor. That way you can reach what you need to from the back. All right, I put some gas in it, a dribble of gas back in the tank. And I was starting to get gas out of the hose that I had sticking out here. So I think, in theory, if we turn this key, it should start. Well, how about that? That runs pretty good. I think we can put some tins together, or we'll put the air cleaner back on it. Once we get all that stuff on, we can see if it'll move, I suppose. Right now it's still on a trailer, so don't really want to do much to try to move it. The tractor now is back together. It runs. It drives. Well, it drives. It moves forward and backwards. I can't go very far because I still have it on a trailer. I gotta hook up the truck and get this thing outside so I can get off the trailer, but it moves on the trailer, so I'm confident it's gonna run and drive. The mower deck is bent up. I'm gonna take that off. I'm pretty sure it's seized up anyway. I don't need the mower deck. I need this one just to move stuff around the yard. So I think this is gonna be good for that, and it runs really well. It starts right up, as you can see. As you saw in the video, and I think I'm going to wrap this one up. We'll get this one off the trailer at another time, and we got some shop cleaning to do, and I got to edit this video. So I'm going to end it here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Remember, build it bigger, better, faster. Just build it. And if you like more of this stuff, make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. Leave a comment down below. Bye.